Good morning. This morning practice is all about dissolving tension, and it's a really gentle one. So for on those mornings, which we all have, oh my goodness, full moon, haven't slept, or children have kept you up, whatever it is, where you have really low energy, or perhaps you've been poorly and you're recovering. So this is that option, and I always think it's better to do something that just connects us and makes us mindful than nothing at all. So this is for you for those mornings. If you've got a rolled up blanket, that would be great. We're going to start with this, or something like that, a rolled up towel, a rolled up anything, and we're going to pop it down the length of our spine. So it should feel comfy. There's not really a right or wrong way of doing this. We're going to start with the soles of the feet together. I'm going to put it at the base of the spine. Now I like my head to come off the edge, but if you want one long enough to support your head, or you can get a little pillow as well and pop your head on. We're going to be here for a minute or two. Option here, this is quite intense, is to extend the arms up overhead, or you can place them on the body or out to the side. I quite like this kind of heart opening, chest opening, arms up. So have a move around and a play around. And then really allow your hips to soften here. Close your eyes and just allow the body to arrive and settle. So see if you can feel your whole body as one. Whole body as one. And then notice how you're breathing. We want to breathe into the pelvis, into the belly, into the front of the chest, the ribs. We can really feel that in this position. And as we exhale, we softly empty of air. So we're releasing all this stagnant air from the lungs. And just stick with that for a moment. So as we breathe in, allowing your torso to fill up. And as you exhale, allowing the body to ease, to open a little bit more. Breathing in oxygen to all the parts of the body. And releasing tension on an exhale. Just a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, just roll onto one side and you can remove your blanket or whatever you're using. And then come back to a lying down position. Put your feet about mat width apart with the knees pointing up to the ceiling, and relax your head down. Make sure your neck is nice and long. And your hands can either be by your side or on your pelvis, which is where I like to keep mine. And we're going to drop our left knee towards our right ankle, but I'm keeping my right knee to the ceiling. I'm just gently easing into that left hip and stretching down the IT band. And then I inhale, bring it back up. Exhale. So I've got quite long legs and I put my feet just outside the mat, feels good for me. So have a play with just on the mat, outside the mat. And then we'll drop the right knee down, and as I drop it down, I lengthen my right knee away from me, opening the outer edge and the front of the right leg and hip. And I inhale, bring it back, navel to spine, supporting myself. Exhale, I drop the left knee down. And this is a really slow, mindful movement. Inhale, back up. Moving with your own breath, we exhale, drop one knee, other knee stays up. Inhale, back. So you want to feel it gently in the hip socket. Maybe you might feel it down in the sacrum, your lower back. And you might feel it a little bit in the hip flexor and down these IT bands. So we shouldn't have any knee discomfort here. Should also feel lovely on your lower back as you gently rock from one side of the pelvis to the other. And then just allow your upper body to be really soft here. Breathing fully. So just taking mindful deep breaths, especially if you're feeling tired and lethargic, is going to help humongously getting oxygen around the body. Super, and then we'll extend the arms and legs up, flexing the fingers and toes, pushing palms and feet to the ceiling, belly muscles in, and then drawing everything in as you hug the knees. And again, pushing something away with resistance. Belly draws in as we hug everything in. A few more of these, so we're pushing away, stretching. Option if you want to, as you hug in, we'll squeeze the core, lift nose to knee. Inhale, push up. Exhale, squeeze in. Twice more. Inhale, push up. Nice long spine. Exhale in, stretching the hands and feet. Inhale, push and flex. Exhale, stretch and contract. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. Feet on the floor here. Relaxing the upper body again, and we're going to do some gentle pelvic tilts. So take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze your pelvic floor. Squeeze the muscles in between your navel and your pubic bone, these ones, down, and tilt the pelvis just a wee bit. And then inhale, release. Exhale, we squeeze and tilt. Everything else is relaxed here. Inhale, release. So I'm just firing up the pelvic floor, which doesn't take too much energy, but a really good thing to do each day. And it's up to you. You can just stick with this if this is enough for today. This is really beneficial on so many levels. Or if you want to go a bit higher, maybe taking the hips off the floor on an exhale, then you can do that. We're going to take 4 more. Making each one count for 4. Inhale, release. 3. And release. 2, we exhale and squeeze. Inhale, release. Last one. And we release. Nice. Keeping the feet on the floor. Again, engaging the pelvic floor. Tuck your chin. We exhale, lift the right leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, gently lift. And the purpose here, the focus, is to keep our pelvis nice and steady. And we do that by engaging the pelvic floor and those muscles in between your belly button and the pubic bone. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Keeping the hip flexors switched off. And keeping the upper body really relaxed here. Exhale up. Inhale down. Notice where you're working. Breathing purposefully. Inhale down. So I can really feel my pelvic floor working, doing this nice simple movement that we do in Pilates, and I can really feel that I'm able to keep the rest of my body nice and relaxed. This is a great starting place if you're trying to just isolate the pelvic floor without everything else tensing up. Let's take 2 more. And on the left side. Super. This time we're going to lift the right leg and hold. Stay there. And we're going to open it without the pelvis moving. Open it just a little bit to the side, keeping it bent without the hips going. And I'm going to use my right inner thigh to bring it back to center. And then take it back down. Left leg comes up. Inhale, I open just a little bit, keeping my hips nice and steady. Exhale, inner thigh brings it back. Inhale, lower. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left. Try and keep the weight even here. Notice the weight in your pelvis as you open it. Keep it even. That's where the pelvic floor needs to fire up. Bring it back in. Lower it down. 1 more on each side. Inhale up. Sorry, exhale up. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze it in. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And then lower. Exhale up. Pelvic floor working. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze it back. Down. Last time, promise. Right leg. Exhale up. Inhale, open. Mindful movements these. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lower down. 1 more. Exhale up. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it back. And then lower. Amazing. Pop your right ankle over your left thigh. Maybe this is enough today as you push your right knee away. Maybe you draw the legs towards you, keeping the feet flexed, opening through that right glute. Couple of big breaths in and out. Softening the shoulders and face. One more breath here. And then we gently release. Let's put the left foot on the floor, extend your right leg up long, and then just gently with a soft knee, draw it towards you, really flexing the right foot. And then see if you can peel your bottom down to the bottom of the mat as you do this, so it's not all hoiking up. Squeeze your inner thighs gently together, and we're just going to stretch and flex that right foot, which can feel quite intense. Keeping the shoulders soft. And then with a nice stretch leg, let's lower it all the way down, 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 lengthen and stretch. And then switch. Left ankle over right thigh. Staying here, pushing the left knee away, or drawing the legs towards you, keeping both feet flexed, that protects the knees. Breathing in fully and exhaling completely. Breathing into tension and allowing the exhale, tension starts to dissolve, starts to pitter-patter, starts to fizz and pop and move. Or at least that's how mine feels. One more breath here. And then pop the right foot on the floor. Extend the left leg up, keep the knee soft. Draw the legs towards you, either the back of the thigh or the calf. And as you draw it towards you, peel your tailbone back towards the bottom of the mat. Breathe. And then stretching and flexing that left foot. Keep the navel drawing in. Super, and then lowering down. I'm going to take a little roll up and down the spine here. If it feels nice, if it doesn't, you can skip this bit and just sit up. And then when we're sat up, we're going to inhale, open and arch, feet are on the floor. Exhale, pulling onto the shins or the backs of the legs, we're rounding. Inhale, we open, lift the heart. Exhale, we round. Twice more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Last time. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. And then we come all the way up to a seated position with the soles of the feet together. Nice. You can either take your hands interlaced under the feet, or you can just hold on to the ankles, whichever you prefer. Wherever you are, shoulders are down, chest is up. Lift your pelvic floor. Find a little movement in the head here, ear to shoulder. Soften your face. And then chin to chest, keep the shoulders down the back and gently lift the head. And then if it feels okay, we'll take a circular movement one way and back the other. And then inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, we'll fold down towards our toes, not forcing, just allowing. You can hold the feet, or maybe you want to just allow the arms to slump forwards with the body. And take a big breath into your belly and empty as you exhale. And then let's roll on up. Extending the legs out wide, or as wide as feels good to you. Feel free to sit on your blanket if you want to. If you're feeling a little bit short or tight in the hips, that will give you some lift. Soft knees, soft feet. We're going to side stretch over one way. Keeping both bottom cheeks on the floor. And then over to the other way. And then up we come. Nice. And then just to finish, you can either kneel or you can cross your legs, whichever feels better. We're going to find a little round movement, nice and gentle in the spine, with a nice soft face, with a nice soft throat. Inhale forwards, exhale rounding back. And then reversing it. Inhale forwards. Exhale, round it back. Super, extending the legs out long, flexing and stretching your toes a couple of times with the legs beautifully long and engaged. Long spine, belly in. Good, and then crossing the legs, taking one hand to the belly and one to the chest. Let's take 4 big breaths in together, breathing in belly, ribs, chest, and then soften as you exhale. And again, a deep breath in. Long spine. Twice more, breathing in, belly, ribs, chest. Feel heavy in the pelvis as you exhale. Keep lifting through the crown of the head. One more. Interlace your fingers. Press them forwards, chin to chest, opening between the shoulder blades. And then push the palms up, find as much length as you can. Imagine you're trying to pull your chest through your arms. Keep the shoulders down, the neck long. And release. Close the eyes, maybe setting yourself an intention for the day. I wish you a really good morning.